Hey Spuddies, Potatomcwhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Civilization 6 as Russia in the No Theater Square Challenge. Right, over here in St. Petersburg, we just finished Ancient Walls. I think we're not going to go ahead and build a shipyard here, just because it's not a very good shipyard just yet. It might get a little bit better in a while, but for now, we're just going to go for the medieval walls. Up over here, we have finished up the Renaissance walls in Baghdad. I'm going to save my money, I think, to do some purchasing over here in Olonets to build this city up. There's a couple of things I could build, for example, the granary and the monument to get this city up into a good bit of shape. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and get the granary in here. I need to spread my religion to these other cities because I'm missing out on a lot of my benefits that I would normally have from apostles, so I need to get to work on that. So we're going to send you to here and just kind of break the religious domination that we're under right now. Now we are killing, it's partially due to the fact that we killed off a bunch of our units, so we'll get some more inquisitors to keep fighting off the religious invaders. Well, you know what I mean. Let's keep siphoning funds over here. We want to keep making more money. We are going to be running into a bit of a loyalty problem because we are going to be going into a dark age. But a Renaissance dark age or industrial age dark age isn't the worst thing because we do have options once we get out of the industrial age if we can nab ourselves a golden age. I'm going to send you up this way and you're going to head this way as well. One of you guys are probably going to go to Tver. Then let's head over here to the Islamic capital. We got rid of a bunch of the Islam pressure. You're going to head over here to Voronezh. Put some pressure on this to follow my religion. You're going to do the same. It's not quite enough somehow. That's okay. We'll keep working on it. We got a builder over here in Novgorod, and that means we need to rebuild these farms. Up here you're going to cross the river and we'll go to the next turn. So we'll just keep an eye on this guy. So one more turn until we can sort of help develop that city. Inquisitor, head over to Tver. Convert that. You're going to head over this way as well. And you're going to head up this way. Across the river. Now we want to do some damage to this guy if we can. I'm going to move this to my capital. I want my trade routes to be in my capital. I wish I could attack there because we would do a lot of damage. You're going to cross the river there. We'll go to the next turn. Unit needs orders over here. We're going to go ahead and plant down another farm. Do we want to work that farm? Probably not. We're actually fine the way we are as far as I can tell. We are starting to run out of amenities, so that's something we might need to keep an eye on. Well, I say might need to. It's something we definitely need to keep an eye on. It's something we definitely need to work on. Over here in Olonets, we're going to go ahead and faith purchase. First thing we're going to faith purchase is the harbour. That's now done. And then we're going to faith purchase the Lavra. And I think yeah, +6 here kind of appeals to me a lot. I could squeeze, yeah, no, we're gonna put it here. This is actually be a good industrial zone as well though, because it would have adjacencies and all that sort of stuff. So maybe we'll put it here. We lose out on one adjacency, but we open up some stuff down the road. So that's the faith purchasing of districts done in here. I could also faith purchase an aqueduct if I really wanted to, but this city's already on fresh water. So Moksha's done his job here. We're going to go ahead and reassign him over to Moscow to try and get that city built up. And now we are going to probably purchase our way up into a shipyard in here. That's going to be our next goal. Up here We are easing up our amenity problems with this city. I'm going to prioritize the shrine and the temple in here because the faith income comes out to be very valuable to me. Commercial hub. Even though this is a really, really good tile for it, I sort of have limited space because of the limitations of my empire. So I might go ahead and pop down something else instead. Like I might put this here. Like that. Even though it's not a very good spot, we can build another district here later to give it an extra +1. Yeah, go ahead and prioritize the gold there. You're going to put a farm there and then another farm right there. You're going to kill that guy. And then you're... What, are you joking me? That's an outrage. That was a clear win for me, unless I misread the health bars. What was that? That was completely unreasonable. What the hell? Alright, I guess we'll convert this city back. Oh my god. This is pretty painful to try to fight this religion here. While also getting relics. I mean, we did end up with a relic, like I'm not too upset about it. But for sure, we're going to need another apostle now. You head up this way. And you continue to explore. If I put the lumber mill here, yep, that's fine. We're going to put a lumber mill there. We've got all this going on. I think I'd like to sell some stuff to get a bit more money. Yeah, I'll renew my friendship with you. I might hold off until we get to the next era to see if we have loyalty issues. No! Don't kill the farms again, please. Just pillage them. Balls. I mean, we did get fertility out of it, but I think we're just going to not build farms here for a while. I might just try to keep these 3 farms up. We've got the medieval walls here. We're going to go ahead and get the Renaissance walls up here. We've got the market. I'm going to grab the university for the bit of extra science. I got my apostle. It did the weird thing where it only gives me... Excuse me? Can somebody explain to me where the apostle went? Did he attack me? I'm very confused about that one. Take the apostle promotion. Builder. Who owns this deer is a good question. Alright, so Solikamsk has a bunch of tiles that it doesn't belong to it. So we'll take all them. And then similarly we'll take all these ones. And I think that's a little bit more reasonable. In terms of layout, we're also going to take this tile from Moscow. We've got this. Well, actually, if I did... Oh, no, I see that would mess things up. I definitely want to have these 2 tiles in here. Okay, there's a bit of weirdness going on with my borders, but I think generally speaking things are okay. Right, I think I'm going to put a mine... Ooh, well, if I put a mine here, that would put me in a bad spot. I think I'm going to hold on and just put forest there and then improve the woods. I think a lumber mill here is definite. Your embassy is a welcome addition to our capital. For sure. So I should be able to purchase a shipyard in Olonets this turn. which will catapult this city from being kind of weak to being much more powerful. We're nearly double the production. We give it a bunch of extra stuff. I think I do want temple, extra faith from temples for sure. I think I'll put 1 point in Kumasi for the little bit of extra culture throughout the game that's going to provide me. Over here in Baghdad, we completed the granary. Let's go ahead and get the temple up. Let's get the campus 2. Renaissance walls, excellent. We'll put one more farm down here just for the farm triangle benefit of this city. And this other city that's also working that tile. All right, so how do I kill this guy? If I go to here, I'll have adjacency, and here. Now I have 3 units that can hit him. I'll get a major defeat if I do this. I'll get a major victory if I do this. So I'm going to damage him with this guy. Then I'm going to hit him with this apostle. And then I'll kill him. There we go. That got us a bit of Judaism and Eastern Orthodoxy pressure. Flip on us. Right. We've got to reconvert all of our cities, which is kind of annoying, but a necessary evil in getting relics in a timely fashion. We need them. The earlier we get them, the better. Okay, we're still on the culture bomb industrial great engineer guy, which I don't care about at all. It's really, really more about the guys who build wonders for me. Okay, so there's natural history. Unfortunately, we're not going to get any archaeological stuff, which is usually a big part of my tourism. So we're going to have to live without that. We do have 3 envoys. And I think going to level 2 with Hong Kong would be worth it. I do have a few workshops, which would provide me with a little bit of production throughout my empire. So that's all right. I'm going to hold on to this build charge in case I need to repair. I have a holy site here where I can gather around and heal. Heal up. If you go to there, I heal. You heal as well, right? Then you... 2 turns until Moksha appears here. I'm going to keep you around to remind me. Now, the downside is there's going to be all these antiquity sites in my way, which is really annoying. I actually never considered that as a possibility. Damn, that's going to be annoying. All these antiquity sites in my way. I never thought about that. Okay, I don't need to do it here. These guys are mostly for getting rid of religious pressure and for fighting in religious combat. So I'm going to move them up here. Might be the death to you soon, Mr. Guy. Alright, great. We're going to go ahead and keep stealing money. And soon... I'm thinking of purchasing the shrine and temple down here as well, because they're high value. It will delay buying this, but by the time I'm sort of ready to purchase it in here, it should be all sort of sorted out. Yeah, I'm going to be friends with you. I'm waiting, before I renew these alliances, I'm waiting until the end of this era. Just in case I have loyalty problems on one of these two borders, because I am going to be in a Dark Age, I'll want to get a cultural alliance with probably Gilgamesh if he's in a Golden Age, or possibly even the Khmer. So that's why I'm holding off on my alliances. Over here in Astrakhan, we have finished a shrine. We have quite a few options here that we could go for. The arena would be good. We are suffering a little bit of an amenities problem throughout my empire, actually. So I think it would be good to get that online, as good as the temple would be. Actually, the city does follow my religion, so it might even be worth it. But I'm going to go ahead and prioritize getting the arena first, because of the amenity problem that I'm suffering. It is hurting the yields across my empire. You are going to go hang out right there. I'll go asleep, and I'll try to remember to use you if I need to. Okay, one more turn for Moksha over there. That's good. We have a lot of trade routes available, and I think now that we're on the last turn of this era, we're going to use our fate to fill those out. So trader, and the reason I'm putting them in my capital is because I want my capital to be nice and big and strong. So we got a bunch of traders in here. We have the Renaissance walls over here in Solikamsk. In order to help this city grow, it would require more farms, but for now, I'm going to go ahead and prioritize getting the Gurdwara up, because that's food and faith, which means we can work more specialist slots if we want, which we don't need to right now, but eventually in the future we might want to. You're going to hang out there. We can faith purchase in this city now. We can get the harbor. Oh, that's a fish tile. So the harbor, it's either a +3 or we get the benefit of a commercial hub as well. I feel like this is the right move. We put this here. We get a +2 harbor. Then we delete this because we're not going to put a thing there anymore. You're going to come here. You're going to chop that. We're going to switch to Renaissance walls. Then we're going to faith purchase. Nothing, because we can't faith purchase anything, and we're going to go ahead and move Moksha up the coast again to Rostov, where we'll get another, spend our faith again. I want you to keep siphoning funds, but I would also like to disguise is a useful one. You keep exploring. We'll go to the next turn. Goodbye. I have the money actually to this turn. I'm going to refuse this deal because I want to wait and see what the Golden Age situation and loyalty situation is in my empire. And that's going to inform my decision making. So there's industrialization. So I could get factories up. So we do have loyalty problems, and the majority of the loyalty problems are on the border with Gilgamesh. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make a dedication, and this dedication is going to be let's have a look. Industrial era or later building. The only buildings from the industrial era that we're likely to build are factories and coal power plants. So that's something worth considering. Did we actually even find any coal? We found one here and one here. So let's have a bit of a Google search of our empire here. Coal. To get them highlighted. So unfortunately, we only got coal in 2 places. So we're going to be a little bit limited for power generation until the late game. That's okay. I think reform the coinage here is the one that gives me the most returns, because I have a lot of trade routes coming online now. And this informs me that I want to get a cultural alliance with Gilgamesh. Let's see if he'll pay me a bit of money. And he will. Do you want to buy these? You'll pay 11 gold per turn for cotton. That's pretty good. You have everything else that I have. So since that informs my decision making, we're going to go ahead and just get our other alliances now. We're going to get a research alliance with you, whatever. I'm just kind of picking randomly to make sure I build up a bit of alliance with everyone. I'll get a research alliance with the Khmer, and now we're going to start picking our trade routes based on science. No, we'll do it based on gold because lots of gold income is really good. I do have an alliance with Germany, and this is a lot of gold to trade with Germany. However, I think trading with Gilgamesh gives better overall, but I will trade with Germany just because that's a unique trade route. Only one trade route goes to Germany. I will want to be trading with every AI I can in the map, so it's good to have long-range trade routes. The question is, are we going to go for early seaports this game? I don't think we're as heavily focused on seaports this game, so we could skip doing this jump here that we do. But this would significantly delay our Eiffel Tower if we did this, and it would also open up the opportunity for a hydroelectric dam. So I think this is okay to do, mainly again just for the seaport to give us a really strong coastal cities, which will generate a lot of gold for us that we can transition into other resources. In the capital, it has reached the population level to get another district, and I would like to get the campus up here. I would also like to get a commercial hub up at some point in the capital, although I do have the option to go industrial zone as well. So I think for now, I'm going to go ahead and plop down the campus in this city and work on that. And we're going to keep just looking for the best trade in terms of gold in our capital. We want to just generate... I'll trade with Germany again, because this might let me trade with England later. If I get trading posts, I can extend the range. And ideally, I want to be trading with everyone. And speaking of trading with everyone, I think then it would be a good idea to trade with the Khmer in the furthest city that I can. So I have the option. So is there a way to see... I forget how to see if I have trading posts in places. But I'm going to trade with Lagash, which might extend my range into France later. In the meantime, we got the Gurdwara here. Oh, the Mausoleum is still available. I definitely want to go for the Mausoleum. If I can get that, that's incredible. In fact, that's actually so good. I'm going to purchase a builder, even though I really shouldn't. I'm going to also prioritize getting the factory over a shipyard, and then the coal power plant over the shipyard as well, because that's going to give me a lot of productivity in this local area. It will increase the amount of emissions that I'm producing, but I think that's actually worth it in the grand scheme of things. Let's head you over here. That dam should be fine. Okay, I got my apostle here. I'm going to just use them to spread my religion. Just try and do this. I'm going to send you to go hunting for religious units to die to. Gonna die to. You are just hanging out. You can't move anymore. I'd love to purchase in here, but it's not an option. This builder has one charge, and since I've decided that this isn't going to be a national park, this will still be one, so I can safely put a mine here now. Then over here, I'll continue to steal gold to be able to power up my empire, city by city. You can notice I'm focusing on a small number of cities at a time, and the idea is if I feed all of my resources into those cities, they'll become really powerful, and then I can feed into other cities off the backs of the power of those cities. So I need to get you over here. I think I harvest here to make sure that we get this as fast as possible. Right, so we got the temple in Verones. We've got quite a bit of stuff that we could do. I could build a dam here. If I built the dam here, I would have to get rid of this. And I think that's a worthy thing to do, because that gives housing and amenities. It'll take a very long time to build. We're going to prioritize that though, because it is worth housing and amenities. Over here, we've completed... I don't know what this is. Definitely want to get the harbour in here. Would it be worth it to move Moksha over here to Faith Purchase? And instead just work on temples? I think I'm going to bring Moksha back to build up Nizhny. And we got the Renaissance walls in here. That's excellent. We're about to get conservation. This should be a significant boost in the amount of tourism that we're making. If we come in here to check the culture victory, we have 6 tourists already. And we should start to see a lot more over the course of the game now. So now that we have Renaissance walls up here, there's a lot of development we could do in this city. There's definitely an option for a lavra here. There's also an option for some fairly decent, now that I'm looking at it, some fairly decent national parks in here, if that's the route that we want to go. So for example, we could put a national park right there and a national park right there. Now this is going to constrain our options because we're going to want to put certain things in certain places. And I think for the purpose of maximizing the return from this entertainment district, if I put this here, it adds +1 appeal to all of these tiles rather than having to put a forest there. We're going to go ahead and work on the commercial hub because merchants are really, really important for my victory type, because there's a couple of great merchants that are really, really valuable. I should probably prioritize getting banks as well. And I think I will actually prioritize getting those over other stuff. Getting banks up would be important. I'm going to put a mine on this tile. Then you are trying to spread my religion. All right, now it's your time to go get killed. Go look for someone to fight. Ideally, we'll head up towards Dido. She seems to be pretty active in spreading her religion. Okay, we have the option to get more religious great works, but we have kind of eradicated Islam in my empire, so it's kind of a faux option. It's an option that's not really an option. It exists as a technicality. All right, here we go. Here's an enemy to fight. Good stuff, good stuff. Moksha is 2 turns away in here. I have a bunch of faith that I could spend. How much room do I have? I have 1, 2, 3. So I could afford to get 2 more apostles for 2 more great relic thingies. And so we will get 2 more apostles for that purpose. I want to try to maximize my, tourism output. Although I'm about to get conservation, so maybe that faith would have been better spent on a naturalist. You never know. All right, we got banks available now. That's good news. It means we'll be able to not only increase our gold income, but also get more great merchant points, which are potentially going to give us tourism in the form of certain benefits. I'm going to repair the lavra real quick. Let's get to work on the temple in here. We're saving our gold to get the coal power plant in this city, right? Yep, that's what we're saving our gold for. And we're going to harvest this to try and get this a couple of turns sooner. This apostle, I'm going to take Orator. Or Orator, depending on how you want to say it. And you're going to take that and then you're going to waltz up here. There's an apostle down here that we're going to hunt with our guys. There's another one up here that we want to fight too. Our faith gain is incredible. Let's talk to Dido. I don't have open borders with her. I really should, because that represents an extra boost in tourism, which is important because we're trying to win a tourism victory, right? I mean, that seems like a pretty logical thing. All right, choose production over here. We've got the lavra rebuilt. I think we're going to focus on getting an extra trade route because trade routes are really powerful. In Baghdad, we have most of the districts that we want. There could be an argument to be made for an industrial zone. I think the big thing here is entertainment complexes, particularly like right here, where it will give an extra bit of appeal, because if you don't know, entertainment complexes increase the appeal of tiles around them. You're going to go ahead and put a mine there. Let me have a look at what tiles you're working. You're working fairly reasonable tiles. There's not really much I can do. I'm curious. Halicarnassus. Looks like I'm the only one who's building it that I can see. So that might have a good result for us. So can we get in range to double tag this guy? We're going to attack with the stronger one. So this guy is stronger. And then we'll attack with this guy to maximize our chance of success in actually killing him. We do want to kill if we can. Like, it's ideal. We don't mind dying because we get a relic out of it. But ideally, we would kill. Looks like a little bit of a graphical error. It looks like this guy wasn't inside the city, but he actually is. Alright, yep, you're holding on. You need to walk beside the thing. You're coming in here for a bit of an explore, right? So yeah. Alright, great. So we should get a kill, which will spread our religion. We got a campus with +3, and we stole some gold. So let's swing into Novgorod. Prioritize getting that coal power plant, which will result in an extra 2 production to a bunch of cities around here. We're going to swing over to Rostov. Sorry, not Rostov. Is it Moscow that we wanted to get the lighthouse and shipyard? We're going to have to wait on getting the shipyard. We can faith purchase in here the Lavra and Harbour. We're going to prioritize probably the harbour right there on the coastline. And then we're going to prioritize getting the Lavra in 12 turns. Can I make that faster? It's just going to have to be slow. I could take this, and then it would be in 3 turns. I think I can delay moving Moksha for 3 turns. No problem. Another great rider. And the important thing here is, by stealing these great riders, even if we're not using them, what we're doing is we're denying the enemy players tourism and culture. Okay, my capital is all set up. I'm going to build a trader here to further just pump up the capital. It's going to need housing, but we will soon have extra housing in the form of neighborhoods, which we will be building in as many cities as possible because that's going to be another source of tourism. We've got the dam here in Novgorod, so floods are a bit less of a problem. Let's repair the outer defenses. We got the university in here. Now we need the factory in here. I wish there was like there should be like an industrial map mode, right? Where you click on this and it shows you, there should be a map mode, right? That shows you where factories are and which cities have the benefit of a factory. Like, that would be such a cool map mode to be able to just go like, click, I want to see factories. I want to see which cities have effective stadiums, because then I could make decisions about, okay, where am I building factories? Where do I need another factory to cover all of my cities with this bonus, right? I think that would be a really, really good thing. I'm going to slow build the bank here, but I do need to remember to put a factory in there. I'm going to repair the library in that city. I don't really have any more chops in here, so I'm going to probably just scooch around a bit with this guy and look for somewhere good. I mean, I could put a couple of mines down over here. This could actually have been a national park if I had not put a bunch of mines here. So unfortunately, this is going to have to be a low appeal area. Okay, can you get this kill? You can. There it is. Should be a bunch of culture. You go ahead and convert Veronas. Or Veronza. I don't know why I keep calling it Veronas. So now you got extra charges too. We'll go fight this guy as well. We want to kill him if we can. We don't mind losing an apostle to him for the sake of a relic. We don't need to spread there. You're going to go ahead and keep scouting for me. I do want to get a promotion on this guy. I think I'll grab that counter spy one. That's a pretty good one. So we got another relic. Happy days. This guy took extra damage, which is excellent. That means we're going to be having an easier time killing him. All right, nice. So we're the first at that. So we are generating a decent amount of stuff here. That's good. We've repaired the outer defenses, so this city can now work on some empire-wide infrastructure. For example, builders are an empire-wide infrastructure. I could spam out builders. We are about to hit conservation, so that would be a good thing. I would love if I had another governor title I could plug in to get Reina, or not Reina, is it Liang? Let's plug Liang into Novgorod to get extra build charges, but we're going to just make a builder there. I'm probably going to just queue up quite a few builders. Just, to be able to, build up the forests that I need in here to drop the whatchamacallums. All right, does this city need a factory? That's the real question. I think that we put this city down with the intention to not build a factory. We could put a factory down, but I think I'd rather prioritize getting like a bank or a university in here, or even a monument, in all honesty. That little bit of culture that we've been missing out on for a very long time. I was able to not prioritize monuments because I was able to prioritize culture from my religion. Keep stealing money from me. All right, happy days. All right, good. So this should be a fairly clean kill. This guy is out of charges, so we want him to go die. You are still full of charges, so we need you to actually heal up. So we'll get you healed up there. We got a trader in the capital. We're going to go ahead and look for. We can trade with Calais. We definitely want to open up trade routes with as many players as possible. Even at this early stage of the game, getting the bonus tourism from trade routes is really, really powerful. So I'm quite happy about that. We also need to get the Cristo Redentor. That's like critically important because a lot of our tourism is coming from religion. Right, we're up the top of the tourism sort of scoreboard, but more work needs to be done. We are going to pick up the library for the extra science. We got the arena in here. I think I'm going to purchase the zoo. And in order to purchase the zoo, I'm going to trade in a bunch of my diplomatic favor. I'm going to just like drop 100 on her head and see how much she has to give me. So I'm going to drop 121 on her head since she seems willing to buy it all. And then I'm going to slowly take away like 3 or 4 at a time until she won't take this deal anymore. So there we go, 121 gold per turn for 30 turns. That's a really good deal in my opinion. It's going to mean that we are pretty healthy in gold income. It'll refresh if I do this. Right, 400 gold per turn. That's really, really healthy to me. And I think it would be a good idea to prioritize, since I'm having such amenity problems. Like you can see, almost every single one of my cities is having amenity problems. And this is a pretty well-placed arena. It's going to hit a lot of cities, or zoo rather. So I'm going to purchase the zoo for the purpose of improving the amenity problem in a lot of my cities. Like if I click here now, the amenity problem goes away. If I click here, the amenity problem goes away. And that might seem like a small thing to have that go away, but it is applying a 5%, debuff to a lot of my cities. And now we're just one step closer to not really having that problem in at least a few of my cities. We do have housing issues as well. That's another big problem that we need to. I could probably be going in here like, this city doesn't really need to be working food. I could say avoid food, right? And it would be fine because it doesn't have any housing. That would be like some optimization stuff that I could do. I don't really think I need to do that. But it would be good. Like, I mean, the city, it doesn't need, like, these cities with like maxed out housing, I could double click this and like let them starve a bit and it would be fine, right? Because they would just work more important stuff. Like this city's maxed out on housing, avoid food. This city's maxed out on housing, avoid food. This city's maxed out on housing, avoid food. Although you're actually a little bit too close to losing. I mean, this was basically the situation you were in already, wasn't it? tell you to avoid food, but we'll work 3 of these, and that'll keep you fed and won't starve too quickly. So this is something you can do to optimize your empire. The hard part is, like, if I forget to do this and then I get if I do this and then I forget to undo it when I get a bunch of housing later, it can actually be really detrimental to my empire. That's why I usually avoid doing it, because I have a really bad memory for that kind of stuff. There's no like alert for, oh, your city is this. This is honestly, this whole like tile management and stuff like that, I've talked about this before. This is one of the areas of the game that if I got much better at like individually managing my tiles and swapping tiles with cities, I would actually win a lot more quickly in my games, and I would do a lot more consistently. I just tend to I feel like this is the kind of decision making that isn't fun for players to watch. Maybe I'm wrong, like fiddling around with cities, individual tiles and stuff like that. I mean, I'll do it every now and again, like when I'm optimizing and stuff, but I tend to try to avoid it as a general sort of thing. We definitely want to get the temple up and the Gurdwara. I do want a shipyard in here. I don't have the money for it, and I don't want to build it, so I'm just going to go ahead and build a monument. But actually, the shrine gives me better returns, which is why I've been avoiding monuments. I'm going to put a mine there because it acts as a production tile for, you know, any number of these cities. And in fact, this city could probably use another production tile. Although this city is actually kind of happy to grow, so prioritize a bit of growth. That's fine. You keep exploring. We'll go to the next turn. Friends of Victoria. You'll pay me money for a religious alliance. That's fine. Building up alliance points with a lot of the civs in the game. So there was a gentle eruption over here. Mostly fertilized tiles. A couple of damaged tiles. I won't stop doing that. A couple of these tiles got damaged. You can probably head up there and repair them, but mostly fertilization. We got the library in the capital. Let's go ahead and get the university. You're going to escape on foot. He failed to steal the gold, but he did escape. You're going to go here and heal up as well. You're ready to die. So you go get yourself killed over there. Good stuff. We got another relic. We have room for 3 more, and we have 1, 2 of those. So let's get 1 more apostle. I mean, I really could upgrade you, but I don't think I will. Next time a delegation will have a big fat dossier full of secrets. All right, cool. So she seems pretty happy with me. All right, new civic. So it looks like we've actually reached a point where we're maybe getting a little bit of Restekpa in the form of overall position. We're still far behind in science, but that's not a big deal. We're not worried about losing a scientific victory, I think. Really depends. Yeah, he seems to be miles away from rocketry. 41 techs is really good. Culturally, we're probably top of the line. That's really, really good. The danger, the science victory has a pretty strong built-in defense against the tourism victory, so we might have trouble kind of culturally beating Sumeria. But I think in most terms, like culturally, we're doing fine. We're getting a decent amount of tourism out now. We're getting up to 200 per turn, which is roughly, when you consider all of the boosts and stuff like that across all of these civilizations that we're getting tourism with, that's a total of like a tourist per turn, which is a pretty good to put the game on a clock like that. And we're only going to start getting more and more tourism as we start purchasing these naturalists. In fact, I'm going to move you out of this city. And now I need to get a couple of builders in here. So I'm going to prioritize. Unfortunately, this gold would be really, really useful in other areas. But I'm going to prioritize getting this online. Let me have a look at the appeal, actually. Well, I have the builder in the area now. But we're going to get this built up to a reasonable level. Start laying out some forests and stuff like that. And yeah. Now, unfortunately, it's actually going to have to be this city that owns the national park because of the layout of the things. But that's okay. It's not a big deal. And have we finished building walls basically everywhere? There's only a couple of cities that haven't finished building Renaissance walls, so this is pretty well timed. So now we're going to go ahead and head into civil engineering. There's 2 really key things that are coming up. The Cristo Redentor And here he is, Gustav Eiffel himself. We have a pretty good chance of getting him. I'm really tempted to purchase him. Unfortunately, the third... Yeah, unfortunately, the third great engineer guy didn't show up. But if we can get the Mausoleum of Halicarnassus, it's a 50% boost to Gustav Eiffel's power. I think we can safely wait. We're not in a rush to get him, so I might let time pass. Although I could spend the faith and secure him. I'm going to make those decisions in the next episode. Anyway, I'm going to call that the end of the episode. I love you all very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.